especially to my precious grade 8 learners. After a sumptuous lunch, it's time to fill up our brain with another lesson. Okay, now grab your English module, your notebook, and your pen. Then sit back and we shall now start our day. This day, we'll talk about compare and contrast same topic in different multimodal text. So just relax. Today's goal is that at the end of the session, you're expected to, number 1, identify the similarities and differences of information presented in different multimodal text. Number 2, analyze and interpret information on the same topic presented in different multimodal text. Number 3, compare and contrast information of the same topic in multimodal text. And number 4, create a multimodal text expressing appreciation on the beauty of the different Afro-Asian culture. Now are you ready? We have 4 tasks to comply today. Before we proceed to the different activities, let us check what you already know about comparing and contrasting different multimodal text. Now you write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Are you ready? You'll be given 5 seconds to answer, to write your answer. Number 1, there is a text that requires processing of more than one method and recognizing interconnections between information. Your options are A, linear text, letter B, multimodal text, letter C, nonlinear text, and letter D, unimodal text. Again, your options are A, linear text, B, multimodal text, C, nonlinear text, and D, unimodal text. And the answer is very good. Letter B, that's multimodal text. Number 2, there is a type of multimodal text that can be performed through dance and oral storytelling. Your options are A, analog, B, digital, C, live, and D, paper-based. Again, letter A is analog, B, digital, C, live, D, paper-based. Okay, the answer is letter C. Very good. It's letter C, live. Number 3, films, animations, slideshows, e-posters, and digital stories are examples of blank type of multimodal text. Options are A, analog, B, digital, C, live, letter D, paper-based. Again, the options, letter A, analog, letter B, digital, letter C, live, and letter D, paper-based. Your answer is? Okay, very good. The answer is letter B, digital. Next, number 4. Infographics, graphic text, posters, comics, and pictures are examples of blank type of multimodal text. The options are A, analog, B, digital, C, live, D, paper-based. Again, letter A, analog, letter B, digital, letter C, live, letter D, paper-based. The answer is correct. Letter D, paper-based. Number 5. What type of multimodal text is presented on screen? Again, what type of multimodal text is presented on the screen? Letter A, comics. Letter B, infographics. Letter C, picture. And letter D, poster. And the correct answer is excellent. Letter D, that's poster. Number 6. The following are examples of infographics except. Again, the following are examples of infographics except A, B, C, and D. And the correct answer is perfect, letter A. Let's move on to number 7. Which of the following is an example of graphic text? Again, which of the following is an example of a graphic text? A, B, C, or D? And the correct answer is very good, letter C. Okay, who guessed perfect 7? Okay, congratulations for those who get the 7 score. Those who don't get it, never mind because we will study the lesson today. In the last session, we discussed about opinion marking signals. The words or phrases that introduce or support one's opinion. Now, let's review a bit by completing the dialogue using an opinion marking signal that's found on page 5 of your module. Okay, number 1. Blank Korean like to eat kimbap. Number 2. Blank in Japan we like to eat sushi. Number 3. Kimbap, blank kimbap tastes better than sushi. Number 4. I respect your opinion, but blank sushi is better than kimbap. Now for your answer, refer to the answers key at the back of your module later. Okay, now I think that you have already an idea and you have studied about the previous lesson. And you maintain your notes as you have time to review. Do not worry again because we're going to study the lesson as we go through within the session. So get ready. Now, question. Have you experienced comparing and contrasting ideas or things? Yes? No? Well, if you did, how did you do it? If you're comparing and contrasting, how did you compare and how did you contrast? Okay, try to observe the similarities and differences of the information presented. Still on your module, page 6. You have there illustration between Filipino and Korean costume. On the left side, you have the balot saya, basically the Filipino attire. And on the right side, you have the handbook, of course, of the Korean. Try to look at examining the picture, illustration, carefully. Now, of course, found in your module, you can see there Venn diagram. What similarities and differences do you see between Filipino and Korean costumes? You are going to fill in the Venn diagram using the word pool on page 5 of your module. So we have a break with that so you can work on the task. On page 5 of your module, you can refer to the picture so you'll be guided and the word pool. Now you have to answer the Venn diagram. Okay? Good luck!
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, 𝗠ญ่ỗ Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Welcome back to our audio session. A while ago, you were given illustration on your module of the Filipino and Korean costume. And there is a Venn diagram that you're supposed to fill in information from the word cool, which you can select the words there or the answers. Now the answers here on different spaces can be interchanged. Let's start with the Philippines differences. The three answers here can be again interchanged as long as they are found. Number 1, embroidered. Number 2, puff sleeves. Number 3, fitted. So as long as these three are given or written under the differences under the space of the Philippines. Now next to the Korea differences. We have three, again they can be interchanged. Number 1, hand painted. Number 2, loose skirts. Number 3, full skirts. Okay, next, there are similarities between Korean and Philippine costumes. Number 1, as again, they can be interchanged. Number 1, formal. Both Filipino costume and Korean are formal. Number 2, elegant. Number 3, long skirts. And number 4, long sleeves. Who guessed the correct answer? Congratulations! Job well done! Very good! Now, look at the infographic and print text on the page 6 of your module. So you have there two different presentations. May I read the left side? You have here diversity and inclusion. Diversity is 1. Understanding we are different. 2. Understanding how we are different. And 3. Learning to communicate the difference. Diversity is more than just a color. On the left side, or right side rather, the concept of diversity is more than just acknowledging our differences. It is about understanding and recognizing that everyone is unique and different. By valuing diversity, we can live free from prejudices and create a success-oriented community. Now, what is the topic of the infographic and print text? What do you think? Very good. Diversity, differences. Now, how were the information presented in the infographic and print text? Anyone? Okay, very good. You have a good idea and you have an excellent observation. Now, the topic diversity was presented using the infographic and print text. The infographic talks about how we should understand and communicate our differences, while in the print text, diversity was defined as understanding and recognizing our differences to create prejudice-free and success-oriented community. And your answers are correct. The infographic, diversity, was discussed in short phrases, while in print text, diversity was discussed in sentences. Now, what do you think is the easier presentation to read? Okay, good. Some would say infographic and some will still prefer on the text. Okay, the print text. Infographics and print text are examples of multimodal text. But what is multimodal text? Multimodal text are often live, digital text, or paper-based text. It requires the processing of more than one method and the recognition of the interconnections between information. Live multimodal text are shown through combinations of different modes such as gestural, spatial, audio, and oral language. The following here are examples of live multimodal text. Number 1. Dance. It is the expression of an idea or emotion through the use of body movements in a rhythmic way, accompanied by music. Okay, next. Oral presentation. It is a delivery of an idea in front of a public audience. Next. Digital multimodal text is presented through dynamic combinations of various modes across written and spoken language, still and moving visual image, audio, gesture, and spatial communicative resources. And these are the examples of digital multimodal text. 1 is films. What are films? This is a form of storytelling using a series of moving images shown on the screen, usually with sounds. And most people love this, especially our teens, our learners. Second, animation. It is a method of storytelling using figures that are manipulated to appear as a series of moving images. Next, slideshows. It is a presentation that is based on a series of projected images or photographic slides. It's a combination of sometimes images or slides. And this can be accompanied, of course, with sound, depending on how the creator is going to present his slideshow. Next, e-posters or electronic posters. This is a digital presentation of a study and can be accessed through the use of a software. You can have a research there. Next, digital stories. It is a multimedia presentation of a narrative structure combining a variety of digital elements. Now, third, paper-based multimodal texts are conveyed to the reader through varying combinations of written language and still images. Now, the following are examples of paper-based multimodal text. Number 1, infographics. What is it? It is a collection of images, charts, and data to present a quick and clear information. This is easier to read than that of a print and of using sentences or paragraph. Next, graphic text. What are these? This presents information and data with the use of words in diagrams and drawings. So you see there an example where the words in a different position. We have Africa, hairdressers, colorful, camis beads, South Africa, traditional clothing, and so on and so forth. Next, posters. Posters are large printed picture or a notice that is used for advertising or decoration also. So some companies are used to present their posters when they have activities or like entertainment. So you can see posted posters outside to inform the public. Next, comics. These are a medium of narration using images combined with text. So you can see there balloons, of course, with dialogues. This is entertaining because they will be entertained with drawings, illustrations, and dialogues put or written in the bubble or bubbles. Next, picture. This is a regular picture. This is an image or a drawing that represents a certain topic, which can be, of course, used in the class. Okay, learning multimodal text is an efficient way for you to become familiar with the different methods of learning, remembering and studying information. Now, this will enhance your ability to retain information at a deeper level and recalling it later. Or at a later date, it will become quicker and more successful. As the other says, it is easier to read infographics, shortened version of facts, rather than those lengthy paragraphs. Because some do not like to read lengthy paragraphs or information. Now, this time, you will apply what you have learned in the discussion about the different multimodal text. Answer the different activities given to solidify your understanding and the skills of the topic. Use a separate sheet of paper for your answers. Now, for activity 1, you have there the African traditional clothing. The multimodal text below show information about native Africans. You have to look at or examine the picture collage and the word cloud and understand the guide questions. Now here the questions are: analyze and describe the two multimodal presentations. Then compare the two multimodal presentations. What similarities and differences do you see? Next, are the information presented in the picture collage and word cloud the same? What do you think? You have there the picture and the word cloud. Now, for your assessment, you have to fill in the graphic organizer presented in your module with the similarities and features of the information presented in the picture collage and the word cloud. Use words or phrases in answering. Use a separate sheet of paper for your answer. So you'll be presented here with bubbles. On the top, you have there similarities, and then on the other side, picture collage, and then features. Then the other side, you have the word cloud, and then you write its features. For now, we will have a short break so that you can also stretch and review the notes, and of course, you'll have time to review and to do your task. See you later.
The 𝗓𝗪 program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by 𝗩𝗏 Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, 𝗡𝗵𝗃 Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
Okay, and we're back to the third part of our on-air session. I hope that you're enjoying learning today. How's your break? Okay, very good. Now, previously, we studied about different multimodal text. These are the types which will help you develop skills in making comparison and contrast, in identifying similarities and differences, in order to understand information that you have read or that you are still about to read. Now, let's check this activity. Take time to understand the guide questions so you will know what you're looking for. Now, here are the guide questions. Number 1. What is the topic of the brochure and infographic? Again, what is the topic of the brochure and infographic? Number 2. How is Kuala Lumpur described in the brochure? Again, how is Kuala Lumpur described in the brochure? Number 3. What information about Kuala Lumpur can you get from the infographics? Again, what information about Kuala Lumpur can you get from the infographics? Now let's view the brochure and of course the infographic. Now here's the brochure. It's Malaysia today. Let me read. Kuala Lumpur is the capital city of Malaysia, with skyscrapers, colonial architecture, charming locals, and a multitude of natural attractions. It is divided into numerous districts, with its main hub called the Golden Triangle. Kuala Lumpur is highly recognized for many landmarks, including Petronas Twin Towers, the world's tallest twin skyscrapers, Petaling Street, Flea Market, and Batu Caves, which is over 400 million years old. Come and visit Malaysia. Okay, here's now our infographic still about Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, showing you icons of the landmarks. And this is up for you to examine what information or data that you can have from the brochure and infographic. And with these examples and the lessons that we have learned this afternoon, you can scan the books available at home. Which are those books that has infographic? Which of those have brochure examples at home, and many more. And try to locate the differences or similarities. Try to look into the data that you can see out of those materials available at home. Now, this task and the rest of the task will be done by you after this class or during your vacant time. So you will have no time pressure in finishing them. But outputs will be submitted to your teachers for your points, of course. Now, let us have a recap of what we did study this afternoon. We, of course, learned and studied that there are 3 types of multimodal text. These are live multimodal, the digital multimodal text, and a paper-based multimodal text. Under live multimodal text, we have 2 examples, the dance and oral presentation or speeches. Then the second type, the digital multimodal text, we have 5 examples. 1, we have films. Now we have animation or animations. We have slideshows, the PowerPoint usually. Number 4, we have e-posters or electronic posters. And we have digital stories. Under the type of paper-based multimodal text, we have 5 examples. 1 is infographics. 2, we have graphics. 3, we have posters. 4, we have comics. And we have pictures. Now all of these are the types or the examples that we were studying, of course, this afternoon. I hope that you have learned a lot from these examples. And again, as I've said, my challenge to you, we have to go over the materials or resources at home available and find out which of these are live multimodal, which of these are digital and paper-based. Try to explore and enjoy them and learn or gather data from them. Okay? With the things now that you have learned and mastered, what can you do? Now, for your take-home activity or task, you have to create a print-based multimodal text about the culture of the countries represented by the figures that is found in your module or found in the screen. Use a separate sheet of paper for your multimodal text. You're going to come up with, again, a print-based multimodal text or paper-based. Just choose which of those. You have here 4 different persons, 4 different countries represented by people with their costumes. Okay? So it's up to you. Exercise your creativity. Now, well, time flies and this session is on its end. I hope you have learned so much and enjoyed the journey with me. This is Teacher Marian saying, there is always a room to learn things the right way. Bye and stay safe.
𝗏𝗔𝗶 Executive Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, 𝗓𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗀𝗃 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. 𝗠𝗶𝗵𝗋 Handayan. OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco. School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members: Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. 𝗩𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗃, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee. Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland D. U, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banias. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istanyol, Richard H. Arellano, Glee L. S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Araiz.